I love realism in films. I find it so refreshing and quite beautiful. I love films for escapism, though sometimes I want to watch something that's so real and relatable. I find it quite therapeutic. You may know I have a huge soft spot for slice of life films. To reword, I love films where absolutely nothing goes on. Sometimes there's a little drama, sometimes it makes you appreciate little things, which I think is the main aim for most slice of life films. I want to do more reviews of solo films. This might be a bad example because I'm reviewing multiple films at once, but I'm focusing really on Tokyo Story. I'm trying to get the hang of reviews, so I'm going to start with one of the nerdiest and cinephile films out there, which is Tokyo Story. The word meditative is often used to describe his films, and I can see why. This was a film right in the middle of Ozu's, can't pronounce his first name's, career, and to date it's his most successful and most talked about. I feel like you're either an Ozu person or a Kurosawa person. There's a very obvious answer for me at least, but more recently I've been trying to delve more into Ozu's films, with Late Spring being the oldest one I've seen. Well, technically there's Brothers and Sisters of the Todam family, a rare 1940 film that came as a bonus disc in the Tokyo Story BFI Blu-ray. I mean, there's a reason why it was lost for so long. But like Tokyo Story, it's very slow-paced glimpse into the lives of realistic characters that you can easily grow to and become fond of. You're essentially watching a 2-hour film about real human interaction that I find quite stunning when it's put onto cinema in a realistic way. The style of Ozu has a lot of cuts to the atmosphere, letting things breathe within scenes, with simple yet effective, nice framings that's easy on the eyes. His films are usually about generational differences and drama, but where do you start with Ozu? I mean, Tokyo Story. I mean, it's a very simple question, but I'll get to that in a bit. Late Spring from 1949. Don't let the name confuse you. Ozu has a billion films about spring in different seasons. A woman in her 20s refuses to get married and part ways with a widower father. Her aunt and sister tries to change her mind. It's such a simple story, but what you're watching is just humans interacting, which I just love in cinema. But yeah, I highly recommend that film. Tokyo Story from 1953. I can't remember the first time I watched this film, but it was definitely the film that made me fall in love with black and white films. This film is about an elderly couple who visit their children and grandchildren in the city of Tokyo, only to find that they do not care about them as much as they used to. The children send their parents to a resort to avoid them, which made me realize I love films where you can fully describe their plot in about 12 seconds. Ozu has made some pretty well-paced films for its time. Sure, these films have a lot of filler, but that's basically the slice of life genre for you. The filler felt like it has so much substance to the feel of the film. There's something about the 4:3 ratio that I love so much, even though most of the shots in this are like a medium shot focusing on someone talking. I love how frames are composed in this little 4:3 ratio. Good Morning from 1959. This was his next film, I think, probably. This is a weird one. It's more of a comedy, similar to films like Taste of Tea, maybe even Happiness of the Categories. two young boys who stopped speaking in protest after their parents refused to buy them a television. I love the fan base around this film because of how much it is overly analysed, in my opinion. I love how critical it is of both sides of the situation, as well as it has like 12 billion B plots. I love this film. This is probably my favourite Ozu film of them all. I think it's just so stunning and well done. And yeah, it's not as it was made in the very late 50s. So I do agree that Tokyo Story is the best way to start if you want to get into Ozu. But if you also have trouble getting into a very slow-paced films, I think the best film to watch from him is Good Morning, because I would recommend Good Morning to literally anyone. I mean, it's slice of life, so realistically, I think anyone can get along with any slice of life film. And if you don't, I don't like you. An Autumn Afternoon from 1962. Sticking with the seasons theme here, it's a lovely little film about, oh, how I'm gonna pronounce, oh my god, his name is back. The name is back.
To Sun, but I'm very much huge on Perfect Days, which follows Hirayama, back to after stealing it the previous day. The notable trait of this film is that the character it chooses to follow, Hirayama. In
fact, now that I'm here, I'm gonna look up how to pronounce it. Hirayama. That's how to pronounce it, I think. Let me watch a video.
Hirayama.
Oh. Hirayama. Okay. I can get behind that. A widower. Way to just bring the mood down. With a 24-year-old daughter. Gradually he comes to realize that she should not be obliged to look after him for the rest of his life. So he arranges a marriage for her. Like the other one. Maybe his most well-shot film, though I do prefer, what is it, Late Spring? I think it is, because it's his film at his most experienced, but I don't think the substance complements the style very well. I think it's quite a boring film. It's well paced, but it is boring. I mean, a film like Lake Spring, that's not very well paced, but it's not boring. This film is the complete opposite, in my opinion. Shortly after production, he passed away. But he has, and obviously I've not talked about every single film, I've talked about some of my standouts, because he has a lot, and I don't think I can get through all of them in one lifetime. Because he's made so many. His impact on Japanese cinema should not be ignored. Just stop with fart jokes.